More than 31,000 people have moved here to the state of Utah this year, and thousands of people will continue to move here in the coming years. In this video, we're talking about everything you need to know to make sure you're prepared for your move here to the state of Utah. So let's get into it. So your first step to making your move here to the state of Utah is to contact me and my team here. You can call us, text us, email us, or you can also book a call with us. It's important to reach out to us, whether you're moving in the next 3 months, 6 months, or even a year from now. The longer you contact us ahead of your time to move here to the state of Utah, it'll give us more time to help you find the right location, the right neighborhood, and it'll give us plenty of time to make sure you're properly educated about the area here, and whether it's Salt Lake County or in the greater Salt Lake City area. So if you're planning on making a move here, like I said, the first step you're going to want to do is set up a call with us. We can either do a phone call or a Zoom call, FaceTime. We want to understand what your specific situation is. We want to understand what your timeline is, what you're looking for in a home, what area you need to be in, where you're going to be working, because obviously that's going to determine what the best area is going to be for you. For example, I mean, if you're going to be working in the Lehigh area, we probably don't want to look at homes over in the Ogden area, unless for whatever reason that's where you want to be specifically. Maybe you have family there, or whatever the case may be. But ideally, most people want to be near or where they're going to be working. That's why I say, if you're moving it, within the next year or so, still give us a call, reach out to us. We're happy to answer any questions that you may have. Our goal here is to make it as smooth as possible when you're making a move here to the state of Utah. And the more time we have, the more ability we kind of have to make sure that you're properly educated in specific areas, neighborhoods, and what's important to you specifically. Now, we know that every situation is going to be a little bit different. So today we're talking about some of the most popular ways that we help people. And help our clients, but there's no right or wrong way to do this. We're more than happy to think outside the box to make sure that it's a smooth transition for you, and do whatever it takes to help you out and make you feel that it's a smooth process. So we know that moving across states or moving across the country, can be very stressful. It's difficult, but ultimately, like I said, our goal is to help you make it easy, a smooth, an easy process for you. So just give us a call as soon as possible, as soon as you know or you're planning to make a move here. That way we can make sure that you know everything about the area, and let you know where the best neighborhoods are, and then we can understand what your particular situation is, so that we can kind of guide you in the correct direction. Now, the next step is to get pre-approved, or if you're buying your house cash, ideally we would want to know what your budget is, so that we can kind of guide you in that same direction where we need to go in neighborhoods, or what your price range is. Now, we have several different lenders that we work with, that we partner with, that we can make sure that you're working with the right person, and that we're going to be able to work with somebody that's going to be able to communicate effectively with us and be able to let us know exactly what's going on in the process, and there's no loose ends, and especially if we're giving you people that we recommend, lenders that we recommend, it's because we've worked with them before. We know that they get things done. So whether you're somebody that prefers English lender or a Spanish lender, we have contacts in both different languages, and if you need any other language, we also have those as well. But getting pre-approved is going to be essential, so we can determine what your budget is, and then being able to identify everything up front, so we don't run into any issues during the home buying process. But like I said, we want to make sure that you're working with a lender that knows what they're doing, is going to be able to get things done, and is going to be able to close on your home on time. Because if it is a lender that we haven't particularly worked with, we also want to get ahead of the ball and get to know them and see how they work, so that we can know exactly what to expect and make sure that we're all on the same page. But like I said, getting pre-approved is going to be essential to your success, especially once you've dialed in and found a home that you really love. We want to make sure that we have that pre-approval ready, so there's no hiccups, and we can work the best and hardest we can to getting your offer approved. Now, the next step is going to be finding your home. So there's several different ways that we can do this, depending on what your timeline is and what your personal situation looks like. The first is going to be obviously, we're talking ahead of time, finding out what the right area is going to be, telling you a little bit about the neighborhoods and different cities of where you need to be, or your ideal location, and making sure that, like I say, you're properly educated on the different areas. So the first thing we can do is, you come into town, we identify homes that you want to look at, that catch your attention, by just kind of viewing them online. And then if you're here for a couple days or the course of those days, we can go in and take a look at several homes, and hopefully you find one that you love, and we can work together to write up an offer, and hopefully get that accepted for you. So that's the first way we can do it. The second way, if you're not able to come into town and you're on a short timeline, what me and my team will do is we can go in and find some homes that you like online. We'll give you some recommendations on the areas and specific what your specific needs are. And then what me and my team will do is we'll go out, do a video tour of the home itself. We can also do a FaceTime with you, so that we can show you everything. What you can expect, show you what the different neighborhoods are like. We'll also throw up our drone up in the neighborhood and kind of show you what the area looks like, what parks are nearby, grocery stores, restaurants, and anything that might be a negative detractor or a positive thing for that specific neighborhood. But like I said, we want to make sure that you know exactly what you're going to be getting into. You understand what the area is like. And like I said, and whatever it takes to make sure that you understand, what you're getting into, and making sure that you're comfortable with your decision. That's if you're not able to make it into town, prior to making an offer. But like I said, one of the things that we'll really make sure that you understand is what the neighborhood looks like, and kind of paint a picture for you. And we'll throw up our drone to take 20-30 minutes, video of what the neighborhood looks like, things that are nearby. And obviously, we want to make sure you know exactly what the home looks like, and we'll walk through it with you. And if there's anything that you want to see more of, and we need to go back and more video of it, then we'll certainly do that. Like I said, our goal here is to make sure that this process is as smooth as possible for you. We go above and beyond for you, and you know exactly where you're getting into, and you have a very vivid picture of the area and the home without you being here. Now, the next way we can do it is, we make an offer on a house that you like, and then we actually, give you the ability to come in and take a look at the home once your offer has been accepted. So you can come take a look at it during the inspection period, or if you want to come in before the inspection period. Then you can come and take a look at it, of the home once your offer has been accepted. But ideally, we would want to have you come in and look at the home. If you're not able to come in before the offer is accepted, we want to have you come in between the inspection and when your offer is accepted. That way, if there's anything you don't like about the home, then we can go in, and get that addressed, or if we need to revoke our offer, then we can certainly do that. But ideally, we want to make sure that you understand exactly what you're getting into before you go into the inspection period and are spending money on an inspection. Keep in mind that we'll also try to point out things that may be wrong with the house. If we see that there's a leak under the sink, then we'll point that out. If we see that there's issues with the lawn, or there's issues with the roof, or if we see any sort of damage, then we'll make sure to point that out in the video, and you know exactly what you're getting into before we get into the inspection. But obviously the inspection, that's where you're going to have the ability to have the inspector go in, go do a thorough review of the home, and then ask any questions that you may have, as far as the home itself. So that could be, the water heater, the furnace, the roof, anything that you want to know about the house. The inspector will be able to look into that, and then you can obviously, get any concerns addressed or ask any questions that they may have. But like I said, there's nothing that we won't do to make sure that you are, happy with the process, and you know exactly what you're getting into. But while we can do everything virtually and do everything through video and FaceTime and send you videos of the area, like I said, ideally we want to make sure that you come into the area, you see the home itself in your own eyes, and you know exactly what you're getting into. Once you've seen the home, then and you're happy with it, then we can go on to the next steps. But like I said, we want to make sure that everything is okay with the home during the inspection period, so that way if there's anything that we need to do to get out of that offer or revoke the contract, then we can certainly do that. After the inspection period, it does get a little bit more difficult because you've already spent some money, so we want to avoid that up front if we can. Now the next step is just finalizing the process and closing on your home. After you've done the inspection, you'll want to make sure that you finalize everything with the lender. You're providing all of the documentation that they require. And the nice thing when you're working with a lender is that you can submit all the documentation virtually, so you don't need to go in and provide hard copies. So it's essentially you provide all the documentation up front to the lender. They may ask for updated copies of like bank statements and updated pay stubs, between the time that you have your inspection on your home and finalizing your loan. This can all be, like I said, be done virtually, but it's important that you move quickly to avoid any hiccups. And then once you come down to closing and you're signing on your home, it's possible to do this all virtually as well, but it's ideally it's going to be best if you're already in town, you're signing all your documents, closing on your home, you're providing all the cash that you need for your down payment, and getting everything set up with a title. And obviously, once you've closed on your house, and you can set up all your utilities. But it's going to be best that you're already in town, because usually within 24 hours of you closing and signing on your documents, you're going to be able to have the keys to your house, so you can start moving into your new home. But if it is going to be a few days once you sign and close, before you start moving in or bringing your family into the state, that's okay too. There's ways that we can do it virtually. We can work with title and the lender to make sure that we do what we need to do to make sure that everything closes on time, even if you can't make it into town. Like I said, at the end of the day, we'll make sure that we do what we can to accommodate you in your specific situation to make it a smooth and easy process for you. But just because of the fast turnaround once you've signed for your documents, and then being able to potentially move in the next day or the day after, depending on what agreement we come with the seller, it's usually going to be best if you're in town to be able to sign for those documents. But at the end of the day, like I said, we want to make sure that this is a smooth process for you and accommodate you and your needs and your family's needs, because we know that everybody has a busy schedule. Especially when you're moving, across this, a different state or across the country, there may be things you need to finish up, in your hometown before you move into your new city and new home. But at the end of the day, we want to make sure that you are comfortable and make this easy for you, and we'll be available for you here whenever you come into town to give you your keys and offer any help that you may need during the moving process, because that's what we're here for. Me and my team are here to make it a smooth and easy process for you. But if you have any questions about the move here to the state of Utah, any questions about the process, or maybe your situation is unique, don't hesitate to give us a call, send us a message, or book a call with us so we can discuss your personal situation and see what we need to do to make it a smooth and easy process for you. But don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and I will see you on the next video.